have to. Leadership is a lonely pursuit. You keep her centered.
You got it backwards.
There's a line inside of the chest.
If anything happens to me.
Nothing is happening to you.
This would be so much easier if I knew you were alive. If I knew I was going to see you again.
We're all caught in the in-between. What's real and what's a dream.
Clarke's dead.
Wait till he tells us.
Clarke knew you would come.
Clarke's alive.
I know I've seen only the side.
You will.
I know I've seen only the side.
She must be pretty important to you.
The other side.
You're too important to me.
She is.
We've been through a lot together, you and I.
I left Clarke behind to die, and I can't do that again.
I can become so callous to the feelings of others that you don't remember what it's like to lose someone you love.
If I'm on that list, you're on that list.
Yes, you just care about who won.
It means Clarke's alive.
She was right to depend on you. For God's sake, just say what you want to say.
I won't let you die. You need me.
Yes. I need you. She's gone.
No, she's not. I love you. Go. You're a fighter. Now get up and fight. Fight.
Such a big heart, Bellamy. The only way that picture will survive this exist. Hard-headed.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, you saved me. I tried to survive it.
I got you for that.
I did.
You don't have to lie. You're gonna run.
No, I'm not leaving you.
Dead. Didn't do that. I have to believe that it matters.
Bob Morley and Eliza Taylor! What'd you think watching that video?
Oh, shit.
I don't know. That's just funny. Hey, is yours working?
I don't know.
Hello,
There
yes.
you go.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff.
I know.
But I was sitting there, I leant over to Bob and I was like, kiss! Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Eliza and Bob panel, whatever you're going to call it. We're basically going to open up the Q&A, and I'm going to ditch them and go have lunch. So if you'd like to line up and ask Bob and Eliza questions, our only request is please don't ask anything too personal, but about the show, about their current projects, past projects, Henry, to a degree, dogs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy your panel.
Keep Panda out of this.
Enjoy your lunch, Joe. You deserve it. Ooh, we're unsupervised. Mom's gone to lunch.
I guess they think we're responsible.
Yeah, we are now. We're parents now. We can do this.
Yes.
All right, let's take some questions. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
This question is not for you. This is for the audience. Who wants Carbon 5?
I didn't hear that, sorry.
Who wants Carbon 5?
I heard that. I heard it that time.
Can you make it happen?
Can we make it happen? I mean, I can't be beholden to what's said now, but if we do make it happen, we'll make sure that you guys get more lead time, because we definitely need more lead time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been really wonderful this year, and it feels like our ConAgeddon family has grown, and we've got more people here, but it still feels very
Personal.
welcoming and personal, and that's you guys, that's our Boston family here that helps us out, and yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I was kind of dreading, I was really nervous about running another like this one, and then when I got here and saw everyone, it just feels like family and a really nice place to be. I think you said it last night, it felt really healing, and it's been
It has been healing.
lovely to be with all the other cast and all you guys as well. So with that in mind, I'm not going to make an announcement just yet. We're going to kind of sit down and have some discussions, but
Thank you, Bob.
We would love to do another one for
yeah,
sure.
we would love
Yeah.
to.
We always say, we're like, this is the last one. That's it. This is the last one. And then we get through. We said that after the first one? Oh my
We announced the
God.
second one and the first one? Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing in the first one. I think we're kind of starting to figure it out. Yeah.
I think we figured it. I mean, you guys are having fun, right? Yeah. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
Anyway.
Afternoon, how you going?
Hi.
You have Drunk Zach to thank for the ConAgeddon 5 stuff. He was on the stage.
Dude, it was the first thing he said to us this morning. Apart from,
Yeah. So, as the Australians have started to take over the American entertainment industry, mostly coming from Home and Away or Neighbours, I did some research, and I have a Neighbours alumnus trivia question for the two of you.
Oh, yeah.
Of some of the major American entertainment awards, be it the Academy Awards, Golden Globes, the Emmys, and the Grammys, can you tell me what category you guys have secured the most awards in of those four?
The Neighbours alumni.
Neighbours alumni, yeah.
Ooh.
Did Naomi Watts come from Neighbours?
She did.
Yeah. I think it's... And Rusty came from Neighbours. Guy Pearce came from Neighbours. Not many of us came from Home and Away. Good thing I did both, you see.
Where's your Emmy?
Yeah, come on, Home and Away. Home and Away is more popular, but it seems like Neighbours is the Star Factory. I'm going to go with...
Oscar.
The Oscars. So you're going with Oscars? I was thinking, yeah.
What's he?
I was thinking Golden Globe.
Oh, I don't know.
You're going to have to tell us.
Oh, no, I have the results and I have all the answers too.
Go on.
Technically, whatever you said would have been correct. Because as of this year, the answer is now all 2 for everything.
Oh.
Because Kylie just won.
Grammy?
Kylie Minogue. She has 2.
I thought she was just big in the UK.
No, her new album is
She
like
won
blowing
one
up,
in
yeah.
2004, and then she just won a Best
Another
Dance
one?
in 2024.
Okay.
Padam. I don't know if you know that song, but she just won the second Grammy. But it's 2 for everything. Russell Crowe has an Academy Award for Gladiator and a Golden Globe for A Beautiful Mind. Kylie's got her 2. Heath Ledger won an Academy Award for The Dark Knight.
He was on Home and Away.
according to my research, he was also on Neighbors, at least for a little bit.
He's just like me.
Chris Hemsworth was technically on both because he was on Neighbors for one episode.
I didn't know that.
Really? He was on for one episode only. He had a
Liam was on
cameo.
Neighbors.
He worked in some shop.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn won an Emmy for Bloodline for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, right.
And Guy Pearce won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor for Mildred Pierce. So
There you go.
it's two across the board. So and it's
Alright, so
technically a trick
basically what
question.
you're saying is we need to go and win some awards.
Yeah.
It's on my list. It's on my manifestation
Yeah.
list.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
Thanks
that.
for that lesson.
Trivia.
Hi.
Hi.
I know that mental health is an important thing for both of you, but watching the show, there's just so many characters going through suicidal attempts or threats of suicide. Clarke, like 3 times, I think. Was there ever a discussion, like as characters with Jason or with the writers, I know the writers aren't there with you guys acting, but about addressing that more on the show? I know there was a little bit with the suicide cult-ish, but like it just kind of carried throughout the show. Like was there kind of a pushback to say, hey, we gotta talk about this in some way?
It is a good question, and I think that were the show to be made now, with much more awareness put on it, I think there would be a much more emphasis put on our own health surrounding that. Like I've just done a show that deals with that subject matter, and we had therapists and we had sessions and everything like that, because it affects so many of us, and it was handled in such a delicate and sensitive way. You know, it's on the 100 everything was so heavy as well. And no, there wasn't that kind of
No, there weren't really any
discussions
or professionals brought in. It was a little bit, I think it was just a little bit before
Yeah.
they
had some
started
guidelines in
doing
place and stuff like that.
the
Yeah.
guidelines,
Yeah.
for that sort of thing, which would have been really good, because I think when I finished 100, I realized that I had a lot of stuff to work through, just through osmosis of doing that show and such heavy subject matter for so many years, so it's interesting.
It is interesting,
Yeah.
Like living in that mindset for 6-7 months of the year,
Yeah.
whether or not you realise that you can take on some of that stuff on board, so yeah. And I think it's also part of our job as actors is to be able to work through that, or, you know, learning how to
leave it on
leave
set.
it set. And I think as over the years, have gotten, or have definitely tried to get better at that, or to leave work at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely better at it now than we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Hi. So we know Harper and Monty spent like the rest of their lives in space. Do you think if Clarke and Bellamy had known that it was going to take like 100 and some odd years and that they couldn't go back to Earth, that they would have chosen to go into cryosleep?
I don't know. Like, it could, like, you know, from, like, for all of us, our perspective is living on Earth. Like, those characters kind of lived a lot of their lives in space. So, I don't know if they particularly enjoyed being on Earth. Like, there was probably some real novelty to it, but maybe the safety of being in cryosleep and being in space might have been something that they actually craved. Like, they wouldn't, yeah, like, if we, and never at one point did any of the kids say, I wish I was back on the ark. I wish I was safe with my mum. I wish I was, you know, but that's probably some sort of inner monologue they did have. But us as Earthlings didn't even think like that, did we? I only just thought of it then. Even the whole entire time I was on the show, I didn't think Bellamy was like, oh, I want to go back to space, where things were simpler. But looking at it now, you might have gone, you know what? I like it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So I've got 2 questions. The first one is for Bob. I was able to ask Eliza this yesterday. But what is your favorite stage of life where your son is at right now? Like, what's your favorite development that he's doing?
I mean, everything's really amazing, and you are surprised by certain things that he picks up, and the things that he's actually paying attention to. One thing that I I do find quite funny is it seems like we're getting to the stage of potty training, you know, and you know, I have to
PP potty.
the PP potty, and I have to teach him. He has to learn from me. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you tell my husband?
Yeah. But it has been like, as a father, that first kind of, definitely the first 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and even, you know, kind of throughout, mum is the key, and mum is the key to everything, even for you know, like she is the matriarch of the house. Nothing would run without her. But now, from time to time, Henry will come to me for affection, and I really love that, you know, and that's what I really love. I love being able to like play and hug with him and stuff like that. So yeah, when I don't get that, then Panda or Bowie are in, like I'm just like, ugh. Actually, I've realised how affectionate I am with the dogs and Henry. Without them being here, I'm just like all over.
Just clinging to me.
Yeah.
Like in bed last night, he was just like, oh, where's Bowie? Where's Panda? And I was like, I like this. Make it go. Like,
I was like, don't you kill Panda. But yeah, now she knows how the dogs feel.
That's
yeah.
great.
That is, I'm really loving the affection, and I'm much more affectionate than I thought I was. So, yeah.
And then my second question is for both of you guys. Did you keep anything from set?
yeah, I did. I mean, we kept a lot of our jackets, and I've got the little deer, the two-headed deer that Finn made Clarke in season 1.
She's still holding out for him.
Yeah. And what else do I have? Oh, I have a Mount Eva sign.
Oh yeah, we found a box full of like,
The stuff that I raided the props department when we finished.
yeah, and like a newspaper about Gyoza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got seat backs, like the cast seat backs, and then
Yeah, your director seat back.
yeah, we've got the
My
clipboard.
director seat back, even though I didn't end up directing. That one's a bit bittersweet. I'm like, do I put this on the wall? I haven't directed.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
you will if you want to. That's
Yeah.
kind of up to you, I believe.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got the season 4 jacket, and Carol made one for Henry, which is the cutest thing.
Yeah, which made him blubber like a baby.
Yeah,
It is so cute.
ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, for an epic snowball fight, which characters would you choose to be on your team?
For a snowball,
Like an epic snowball
an
fight
epic.
An epic snowball fight. Which character would I choose?
to be on your team.
I would choose. My God. I just want to say Adina, but I'm blanking on her character name. Indra! I would choose Indra.
Who? I think it was Lexa who threw the spear that almost killed the Ice Queen, right? Did kill her? Whichever grounder threw the one that killed Jasper, or didn't kill. No, yeah. It's got to be a grounder, basically. None of us like space kids have got a good arm, I don't think.
No, not as good as Indra.
Yeah, so I guess it would be Lexa, or Rowan, or Lincoln.
I mean, in fairness, Rowan is like from Asgard, which is like the ice nation.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of snow.
He knows his way around a snowball.
Yeah, nice ball.
An icy ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asgard. Yeah, Echo.
Echo, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
There's a lot of people on our team now.
Yeah. Big team.
Hello. So I've been asking everyone this question. I said good luck, so I guess I'll say it now since it's not here. There are a lot of mysteries and unknowns in this universe. Like, not this show, like our actual universe.
I thought you were doing the intro to Ghost Adventures.
If you can have the answer to one mystery or unknown, which one would you want to know?
I know.
What?
I want to know about the afterlife.
The what? After.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like what happens when we die?
So valid.
That's mine. You'd be aliens, right?
Yeah, I mean, other life. There's other life out there, basically. but there's just so many conspiracy theories that I want to know about.
Oh yeah, true.
Which one?
Well, I mean, you know, like if there were ancient civilizations and all that stuff are here on Earth, like
He watches a lot of Ancient Aliens.
yeah.
One woo.
Yeah, I was trying to get my hair big and poofy like Giorgio's today. Didn't work out. Yeah, I guess more about the ancient civilizations and then kind of like the global conspiracy of government. Yeah.
It's really going
Yeah.
on there.
Also,
You only got to
Bitcoin.
pick one. You know that?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Are we just a game of Sims, you know? Yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
Hello. I have a silly question for Bob.
Okay.
Are you thinking about joining Team Blonde Hair again anytime soon?
That's not silly, it's serious.
It's a nice team.
Yeah, it's a good team. I did it because we were on an actor strike and I was like, well, I don't need to look like my headshot. But you know, I gotta keep this up for my headshots, so. Not anytime soon, and also, Henry doesn't seem to recognize me with blonde hair. So, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, if you point to a picture of him with blonde hair,
He's like,
doesn't know who that person is.
yeah.
It's pretty funny. Dada!
No, he did look at a picture of a model on a wall.
At
He
the
went,
mall.
At the mall, and went, Dad.
It's true.
Thank you.
Hi. Last ConAgeddon, I asked for directing advice, and I remember Bob told me to take acting classes, and you, Eliza, told me to trust my intuition, and also don't micromanage, because nobody likes that guy. And I'm happy to, those are some of the best advice, and I keep it to my heart, like, ever to today. And I'm happy to say that I finished my undergrad thesis short film, directing it this past week, actually. So it's like it's like a full circle, seeing you guys, and I just want to let you guys know that that meant the world to me, and yeah, hold it to my heart. And I was wondering, are you guys still interested in the directing path, or like any projects on the horizon, or screenwriting, or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I really loved directing music videos. And I would do that again in a heartbeat. But if I were to direct, a show or something, that would be amazing. I'd just have to probably go back to school and, study again, because I don't know if I remember everything that I learned. Just about the more, not so much the creative side, but the shot listing and all that stuff.
Yeah, and for me, I'd love to direct more, but it would have to be, I don't see it the next 10 years. Acting is something that I feel comfortable in, and to be able to go and do my job and come home. And I know that when you're directing, it takes up a lot more bandwidth. There is a lot more aspects and things you need to consider, and so I wouldn't be like I'd do the 14-hour day and then come home and be able to hang out with Henry, and I'd come home and then be working on shot lists for the next day, putting out fires here, talking to departments there. It's a little bit too much to take on whilst Henry's so young, so I think it's something that I'd revisit if I'm lucky enough to when he's a bit older. But I was just chatting to Shelby and Sarah about directing, and we're talking about directing and acting. This is a bit of a tangent, but directing to me feels more like a mathematical thing. There are certain outcomes. There are things that you need to get. I have this shot, I know I can edit this, I know I can do that, and you can put all those pieces together. And in that way, it's very finite. And with acting, you can sometimes you can say your lines, nail all the scenes, but you go home and you go, I don't know if I got it. With directing, you can go home and go, I know I've got every element that I need to put this together. So I feel like they're two different aspects of the same storytelling process. So yeah, for me it's two different parts of my brain that would be stimulated. Long story short, Yes, I'd like to direct again, but in a little while.
And then me and Eliza, I'm graduating this semester actually at UT Austin, and I remember you were taking online nonprofit business management courses at UT Austin, so that's pretty cool. Fun fact.
Yeah, small world, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Oh, good luck with everything and happy graduation.
Hi guys.
Hey.
A while back during the pandemic, you guys did like a little cooking show.
Yes.
Yeah, I really love that. I got to get to it. It was one of the first things that I went to. And my friends and all, we made the pasta that y'all made at like the girls' night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was so fun. It was the
Like
first-
pasta from scratch?
Yes, it was the first time I'd ever made it from scratch.
Did you crack an egg on your head?
Like I didn't. No, I didn't.
I didn't make it from scratch.
I didn't realize pasta tasted so different when you made it. Like
Oh my god, it's amazing, isn't it?
But I know you guys like to cook and bake, so I was wondering if you've been making any new recipes, or if you have a recipe you would recommend to try.
We have not been cooking.
It's kind of funny, like, yeah.
You've been baking.
I started baking again, but I think, like, it's fair to say that Henry didn't sleep for the first year, so we didn't sleep for the first year. And so only now that he's starting to kind of be more regular, we're starting to pick up on the other things that we used to do.
Yeah, that fell by the wayside.
Yeah. So I've started baking again, but just kind of like Australian sausage rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally recommend making Australian sausage
I
rolls.
did a meat pie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was really good.
Good.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love a meat pie.
meat pies.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Next time we hopefully will have cooked some new things for
Yeah.
you.
I haven't seen the cooking thing. I'd love to see it back again. Anyway.
And yeah, I don't think
We
you
never-
can.
yeah,
It was just
I think it's
live.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
This is actually my first ConAgeddon, as well as
Welcome.
And also, I just started watching the show last week, so thank you for all the support.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, you're like 4 years too late. It's on you.
My friend's been telling me to watch it for years, and I just said, I'll get to it.
You're like, I'll get to it, but
10
I'll go to a
shows
fan
later.
convention for it. And find out everything.
Hey, it's all right.
I'm just messing.
But my question is, so my question is, what you know now, was there one thing that you wanted to change then, at the very beginning, when you first met each other?
When we first met each other, like
Like
us
in
as
the show.
people or in the show?
In the show.
In the show.
Yeah, I was, might have been on the panel with Marie yesterday, like, after watching all the stuff we went through, like if I could go back and reshoot the pilot, it would be totally different. Like you do a pilot, you never know if it's going to get picked up. You never know anything.
You don't really
and
know
don't
what
even
the show
yeah,
is
you
yet.
don't even know the character.
Yeah.
You don't know what the relationships are. But the Bellamy and Octavia of it all, and me knowing him much more, like that first time he sees her would be such a different moment, you know? And it was like the second time that I met Marie, you know, and it was like, how could I know that we'd end up working together for 7 years, and I'd learned so much more about what their relationship is. So yeah, there'd be things where I'd be like, if I had the chance and the knowledge I have now to go back and do, that one moment is probably something that I would be more, I definitely try and imbue it with more. Not that I didn't care, it's just that I didn't know, you know?
I don't know. Did you mean like our first meeting on the show? Or just
Anything.
Like
It could be anything. It's
the,
very
just
broad.
No, you're like, no, I played
No.
everything perfect.
I don't know, I just like that first episode, that pilot, I was like living my best life. It was my dream come true. It was my first American show. I was like walking on air the entire shoot. I loved every second of it. And so for that reason, I just don't think that I would want to change, I would want to mess with it.
Yeah, I think that really works for Clarke as well.
Yeah.
Landing on the ground and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I just loved it.
Well, I appreciate the show so far, and I can't wait to keep watching it more.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
like a new fan of the show too. Like I love hearing that people are only just discovering it, and yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Sierra. I have a question and a request. So my question is, why didn't Clarke pick up the notebook?
You know, I feel like it's my fault in a way for dropping the ball that day, because that should have come into my mind as actor, you know, playing said character, shooting said character, needing said book, and it didn't, and I don't know, it was just like.
I wouldn't put that down to you.
But I'm like, usually I would ask questions like that, but I think because of like, you know, the circumstances and the choices that were made that were beyond our control, I was just so like, well, okay. I mean, like, I was just like, I guess this is what's happening and I'm just gonna do it. And it was also, I don't know. I don't know. Why didn't she pick up the book? Is that what we've decided? The guards would have gotten me otherwise.
They might as well just shoot your best friend. I've got one bullet left. There's 3 people here. Why does he pick it up?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And then my request is, I think I told you, Eliza, but we haven't told you, Bob, that our daughter, her name is Clarke Madison, our firstborn. And our secondborn is Kinsley Raven, but Raven's not here. So I was just wondering, Eliza, if you'd be willing to like say a shout out or a word to your namesake. I think you did yesterday during the Eliza Lola panel, but we weren't in here. We were getting photos or autographs or something, so we didn't get that. So I was wondering if you'd be willing. She's 1 right now. She's closer to Henry's age. She'll be 2 in June. But if you would give her a shout out, maybe a word of advice or something, I'm recording for her to see one day. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it's recording.
Okay. What?
Are you recording, Kenneth? Okay, her dad's recording. It's okay.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, that's Kenneth. That's her dad. That's actually how we met. Like 6 to 7, almost 7 years later, because of you guys, because of the 100. Because he was like, "We're college kids, Netflix and chill. Let's watch this show." Yeah. They want you to come up here, Kenneth. Mike said come up, and Heather said come up. So he has a tattoo on his back. We're like the biggest fans. I know everybody here, a lot of people have tattoos.
Take it off.
But
Take it off.
Yeah. I mean, I give you permission. You can take your shirt off. It's okay.
Okay, well, let's get serious now. I just want to say, Clarke Madison, you don't know me, but my name's Eliza, and I play Clarke, mother of Madison, on the show, The 100. Now, you might be wondering, what's that? Well, I'm sure your parents will fill you in. They are amazing. You are in such safe hands. I love your parents, and I'm sure you do too. And yeah, do you have any words of wisdom to impart?
Clarke, you don't know me. I play Bellamy, Clarke's best friend. And I'll leave it at that.
We love you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
So I'm going to follow that up with a really unpopular question. As one of the 10 people who are a really big fan of season 7, it can be really hard.
I love hearing that. I do.
It can be hard at these conventions because a lot of people voice their dislike and different views of it, so it can actually be kind of difficult. So on behalf of the people who love season 7 and do see reasons for why you shot Bellamy, sorry, could you guys just give me, like, or give all of us, like, one of your favorite scenes or memories from season 7?
What are the favorite scenes and memories?
Yes, something from season 7.
Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. I really should rewatch the show before we do these things.
I will say, I think you should give a shot. My wife actually greatly disagrees with me until I made her do a rewatch, and now she's found a lot of things that
she feels differently about season
So
7.
this is why I need to rewatch.
Yeah.
So season 4, what happens?
I can't help you.
Yeah, it's completely different storylines, pretty much, until Bang Bang.
Season 7, I'm off on my special planet with my boyfriend, right?
Was there anything redeeming about shooting that episode?
Hey?
Did you like anything about shooting that episode?
I love that episode.
I love that episode too.
Yeah.
And I really, when I read that episode, I was like, this is super cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
It was cool to come back and do that,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. That was like my favorite part of season 7.
Love
Yeah.
seeing him all
I'll take you off.
bearded and snowy looking. That was awesome.
It was cool. It was fun. They did an amazing job with that.
They did.
Yeah. It was odd to play the kind of at peace Bellamy, or the brainwashed Bellamy, and playing it so devoid of any sort of connection to others. And I know that it kind of put people off kilter. Like when you played Josephine, I just thought it was the weirdest thing, because I'd be like full Bellamy and she would be Josephine, and I'd be like, we're not connecting, why aren't you, what's happening? And she's like, I'm Josephine. I'm like, I'm playing Clarke again. But anyway, yeah, that's season 6 though, isn't it? Yeah.
That's fair. I'll take it. Can I ask one more for my wife?
Of course.
Quantum Leap. We know your favorite episode was the 50s. Was that also your favorite look?
Yes.
Okay. She loved that.
Yes. That's my favorite look. I loved it.
I love you on that show. It was great.
Oh,
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, because you couldn't think of anything.
Hey.
Hey, Dave.
So, 10 years removed from the show premiering, 4 years removed from an ending, and a lot of things changed in your lives, everyone's lives. Do you have any new thoughts on what's made the 100 resonate so much with people, this far removed from it?
Wow.
Yeah,
It's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised by the show that it's still quite popular throughout Netflix, and that it's finding new viewers and everything like that. And there's an intensity to the show that I haven't seen on many others. It's very addictive. However, if I knew why people like certain things, then I'd be pretty rich, If yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that people just fall in love with these characters. It's yes, there's that dystopian, I always thought it was people grabbed people because of that. If I were put in that situation, how would I survive? We're really fascinated by that sort of post-apocalyptic stuff. But I just think that the human element of it, just these very real, broken, but beautiful people all trying to survive together is
Well, I also think maybe there is creeping into the social conscience this idea of limited resources. It's becoming much more apparent, and we're much more aware of it. And the show is kind of like a grim outlook of what could happen, but in a kind of hive mind way. I think that we're all becoming much more aware of how we need to coexist and to incorporate the environment into that. And yeah, not to get too dark or about it or anything, because I like to look on the bright side of stuff, but maybe there's an element of that,
What do you think, David?
Putting me on the spot. I guess I'd say the show just covers so much ground. Thematically, emotionally, all the characters are so rich and varied. And I think to Bob's point, the intensity is off the charts, and the show has such emotionality to it. But I think its core themes are just timeless, and people keep coming back to it, and just look how many new people are at this convention.
I know, it's so cool, man. Yeah.
Well, so thanks for that, and thanks to you two for just being so great at what you do, and for being so giving to all of us.
Me too, I wish I had a better answer.
Yeah, your answer is better than us.
Yeah, well. But he kind of answered with both of ours into one. So.
Yeah, you kind of stole from our answer.
Hi.
Hi. This is, I don't know, this has probably been asked before, but this is Mike with ConAgeddon, so I wouldn't know. You guys are kind of biased. I mean, you are Bellark, but what do you think of Plexa?
What do we think of Plexa?
Plexa?
Oh, it was a beautiful, I mean, we all know the obvious, her ending was really rough on a lot of people, and that's kind of tarnished a lot of it, but it was an incredible relationship to see played out, and it means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think so, and the one thing that, we were, us as actors we were happy for the story to go and everything like that, and it's just, love is love.
Yeah.
But what happens throughout, there became an us and them kind of mentality throughout.
Yeah,
and none of us had that, and it made it really difficult at times to talk freely about it. Alexa and Clarke are amazing, it's like Bellamy and Echo. But there is this kind of tribalism that sweeps in amongst everything, not just this show, a lot of shows, how fandoms can get divided, and but we all enjoy the show, and we were all part of bringing that story to life. So I always liked when storylines for other people worked, because it meant that our show was working, So, yeah.
Yeah,
there's a great element to having the show.
Yeah, and that's why, it's over the years we've had people go are you Team Klexa or Team Bellark? And I'm like, no teams, that's.
But I also understand how important it is.
Yeah, of course. I just I love both relationships so much, and I think they're both really important. So yeah, I love Klexa. Thank you.
I have a very serious question for you guys.
Yes.
A couple of us wanted to ask you this, and they're here today, so just wanted to ask. What will it be, fellas, mustard or ketchup?
It's a TikTok.
It was a joke that we had, and so I was like, what if we do that during the panel?
And do we have to answer?
Yeah. You can actually answer.
What is it?
Mustard or ketchup?
Mustard or ketchup?
I'm not a big fan of either. I'm a mayonnaise person.
Yeah, I eat mayonnaise with a spoon.
Yeah, and he drinks soy sauce out of the cup. I know.
A real keeper.
Yeah. So, Vegemite trumps all. Yeah. It's beautiful. You haven't done it right.
You don't take a spoon.
Yeah, I did it on a talk show.
Do it in an interview. Do it eat Vegemite, it's something weird. I saw you do that thing. Vegemite.
It was weird to do it.
What do you mean do it? Eat it.
I know. I was showing the host of the talk show how to
eat Vegemite.
How to prepare it properly.
Yeah, but we also have a difference of opinion on that. So.
Well, I just had our house divided for many years.
You put half the jar in one piece of toast.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
Yeah. This guy you just never had it, took a bite.
Yeah. Well, Henry likes it.
Henry does like it. I feel like I've done my job as an Aussie mum. to impart that on him.
Thanks,
My favorite movie genre is horror and thriller, so I actually wanted to ask about I'll Be Watching. How fun was that to film, or was it not fun to film? And would you do something similar again?
I mean, I just don't watch any horror because I have nightmares. And if I watch anything even a little bit scary, it burrows into my brain. and I have terrible, terrible nightmares.
It's true.
So but like filming something like that's different, right? But it just, when I watched the finished product, I just was like, I have nothing to compare this to. So I don't know what that movie is even.
But I remember when we were shooting it, you were pregnant.
I was pregnant, I was very pregnant.
And so like she'd be like screaming and doing all this stuff, being like, it's okay.
Oh yeah, I would be like, you know, like, yeah, I was
And I was like so
running and screaming and
yeah.
And then every time they got cut, I was like, I'm just acting, baby, I'm just acting.
And I was like, so like Papa Bear, like, she needs to go home now. They're like, one more shot. I'm like, no more shots. She's going home.
Yeah, I had to have a 12-hour caveat so that.
And I was like, yeah, she's got to go home.
Yeah, he was really like, I was like, that's my man. Like, he really stood up for me on that movie. It was really good. But it was fun. Of course it was fun.
Yeah.
The only weird part was like, we were so excited to play a married couple, but then we realized how dysfunctional they were. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to be mad at you.
But it was fun. Like, it was, going to Atlanta. And
Yeah, we got to hang out. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.
Hello.
Hi.
I've watched the series about 7 times through.
Wow.
And not every single season 7 times through, but yeah. So I followed your storylines the whole time. I think like many other people, season 7 with you guys, it just after the death, it just made me slip into like this little week-long depression. I just couldn't get like a hold of it. So I know that the show like has impacted a lot of people as we get very invested in it. And I kind of have a 2-part question. So funny enough, this is my first ConAgeddon 2. I've heard of the word before, but I didn't know what it was. ConAgeddon, I didn't look into it.
I don't know what it means either.
I don't know. That sounds like something, but yeah, this is my birthday weekend, so
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
So funny enough, ConAgeddon have fallen on my birthday before, and I wish I was there for all of them. But yeah, so 2-part question is, I always wondered how you guys felt about like the Echo and Bellamy relationship. I think especially because I know it kind of came on us pretty quickly, unexplained. I didn't really quite believe that it's not the best, my favorite relationship. Love Tassia, but I didn't really believe it, didn't really fall for it. And I'm just kind of wondering how you guys felt about it. I know you've said, Eliza, you've left like the writing to the writers, you just let them do their thing. And I know, Bob, you've said that you needed a mental health break, that you let them, if they had to rewrite the season, they had to rewrite the season, and you let them do what they wanted to do. But I want to know how you guys felt about that relationship and how that was evolving, and what would have happened, like if there was a breakup, how would the breakup ideally would have happened, and would the relationship have happened at all?
The Bellamy and Echo of it all, I think, if we had a chance to see how it came, I know we had like one flashback in season 7 of like them bonding, but really it was quite a big shift about those two being together. And then the time that we actually saw them together, like Bellamy's greatest love in the show is Octavia. So once Octavia's back in the picture, you know, like she is the only woman that he knows how to love, and maybe it's a dysfunctional love that he has with his sister because of his being passed down this inner monologue from his mother. But I don't think any relationship would have been successful for Bellamy until he understood that his sister was her own person and he was his own person. So, what's that?
We have to finish.
Oh, we got to finish.
I was not looking at the time.
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think that any relationship, even with Gina and Echo, he was always, Gina was real. It was always, Octavia was his one true love.
Yeah, does that make it a little weird for, playing Clarke, did it feel kind of weird to watch the relationship?
Yeah, I remember, like, I think there was a beat in season 5
You're like,
where I see you guys embrace, and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, yeah, that was really fun to do, actually. It's like,
And the last thing I wanted to say real quick, and then you're gonna wrap it up, but the second part of the question was like, kind of going into that season 7, and what I mentioned about you guys leading into the writers, would you have, do you have any idea of what you would have really changed if you were actually in control a little bit more of the situation?
I was really just grateful that I had the time off. And like, you know, I don't want to speculate about changing and everything like that because I was actually really fortunate that they gave me the time off. And at the time, maybe I was very upset, but in retrospect, I really needed that time off.
yeah.
And so, yeah, it's not an easy job to like scramble and rewrite an entire season of a show, which they have to like put together and pitch the studio before they even get to make it. So I kind of really messed that up with about a week to shooting. And so whatever they did and however they pulled it off, you know, I commend them for it, and I did need that time off. So if that makes sense.
Yeah. You guys saw the script, then it just became like whatever it is because
Yeah.
or any like sadness or hurt or just like
Oh, look, I don't hold any of that anymore. There might have been moments where I did feel like, oh, I don't want this to be going in this direction. But, God, now I'm just like, we were so fucking lucky to have that job for so many years. And however it all played out, what an absolutely life-changing joy it was.
People who are still, a few quick announcements. The Marie's last call for autographs is at 3:30. Erica, Sarah, the same flights to catch. So last call for autographs for Marie and Erica, Sarah is at 3:30. Also, we found a camera. If you lost a camera, it's at the desk. We'll be right back with more programming.